All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So we have some breaking Jets news here. Just came out about 5 minutes ago from Rich Cimini of ESPN. He's reporting that wide receiving coach for the Jets, Zach Azzanni, is leaving the team to join the Pittsburgh Steelers coaching staff as their wide receiving coach. Now, this was expected. The Jets obviously brought in Sean Jefferson just over a week ago, so you would assume that he's going to take over that role. But I mean, man, you look at the production from the wide receiver position for the Jets last season, it was a joke. It was a complete joke. You have one of the best young wide receivers in Garrett Wilson, the shining star of the room, rack up over 1,000+ yards with horrible quarterback play, an absolutely atrocious offensive coordinator, and Garrett had 68 catches as well. I mean, what more does Garrett Wilson need to do to cement himself as one of the top young wide receivers in football? I mean, the dude is absolutely tremendous, right? But outside of him, nobody really separated themselves. Nobody really contributed that much. I have the numbers pulled up right here in front of me. Allen Lazard, who just signed a 4-year contract worth $44 million, averages out to around $11 million per season, right? This wasn't just a one-year flyer. This was a big multi-year contract. He racked up 311 receiving yards with no touchdowns and was a healthy scratch in multiple games. Jason Brownlee, undrafted free agent, 56 yards. Xavier Gipson, undrafted free agent, 229 receiving yards. Although I really like what Gipson displayed. He had some quickness. He made some tough contested catches. I'm a big fan of Xavier. And then, of course, Randall Cobb, who the Jets brought in to replace Elijah Moore, right? Keep in mind, we traded Moore before the season, Moore and a third for a second-round pick from the Cleveland Browns. Randall Cobb had a whopping 39 receiving yards with 5 catches. So to quickly just read off these numbers again, Garrett Wilson, 1,000+, then 311, 56, 229, 39. We got to get some more production from this position. Now, of course, everything is tied together. Again, Hackett is the team's offensive coordinator, so you're automatically at a disadvantage. The Jets rolled through 4 different quarterbacks last season. Not great offensive line play. Defensive coordinators knew what we were doing. And when you compare the Jets roster to the rest of the NFL, the only, I would say, standout players that really strike fear in defensive coordinators, right? The guys that keep DCs up at night are Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. So, and those two guys play different positions. So it's easy to kind of contain, especially if you know what you're doing from a schematic point of view, as well as not having a lot of faith in your quarterback. You don't push the ball down the field. It was truly remarkable that Garrett racked up that much production, right? If we can just get this dude some help, or some of these other, other guys can step up and do some damage. I really am a big fan of Brownlee and Gipson, right? Their futures. Lazard, I'm just kind of, like how can last season not leave a sour taste in your mouth? And same thing with Randall Cobb, who's a free agent. So in my opinion, we need a true wide receiver too. We need a humongous upgrade at slot. And then ideally, probably one more guy in the room to compete with Brownlee and Gipson as a rotational piece. But hopefully Jefferson can make better use of this group than Azzanni did last year. And we also can talk about the potential trade idea with the Denver Broncos. Courtland Sutton, every Jet fan's talking about, along with Jerry Jeudy, right? Potential trade options, because Azzanni worked with those guys in the past. Same with Nathaniel Hackett. I don't think it completely rules it out. I think if the Broncos are willing to trade either wide receiver, the Jets should be interested. At least pick up the phone and see what they're looking for. And of course, Hackett has, a working relationship with those guys as well. So I think it could be an interesting avenue to, continue to travel down despite Azzanni not being there anymore. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, go Jets.